Hello everyone, this is StrawberryShorty back with Otogirisou. And we had just found that Nami and Naomi might indeed be twin sisters. And our protagonist is oblivious. It was all too much. I was dumbfounded. Was everything that Nami said true? Did she really live here with her sister? Then that wasn't Nami, but Naomi? If they were identical twins, then it wouldn't be out of the question. But why? Why would Nami's sister mess with my car and attack me? What did I ever do to her? I mean, I would think that she's either not after you or you're stealing her sister away. Now that I think about it, I remembered what happened in the shower. Maybe that was Naomi too. Suddenly he's smart again. I don't know why she would have a grudge against me, but one thing was clear. She was trying to hurt us. I started to get worried about Nami. Nami! Ah! When I went out to the hallway, the door further ahead closed. It was probably Naomi's room. I started walking that way, but when I looked down, I could see wet footprints that led to a different room. I also heard the piano coming from below. Where could Nami be? I ran to the hallway over to the door that had shut. I hurried to the piano hall. I followed the wet footprints. I don't know why we would follow the wet footprints. Nami's footprints wouldn't be wet, would they? And they shouldn't still be wet, but I think I'm going to go to the door that's shut. That's what I want to do. I ran to the hallway over to the door that had shut. Strangely enough, nobody was inside. That's weird. I'm sure I saw someone just come in here. I took a peek in the cabinet and under the bed, anywhere a person might be able to hide, but nobody was there. I happened to notice an old diary on the desk. Read it. On the cover it said, Year 1, Class 3. Opening it up, I could see writing that looked like it had been done by a child. It was Naomi's diary, back when she was in elementary school. I was worried about Nami and all, but curiosity got the better of me, and I started reading the diary. This is basically what I would be in a real-life horror situation, I fear. Like, yeah, we gotta get out of here, but the lore. Because I love horror games that have, like, files and diaries and whatnot. I feel so many games are just really going back on those and not having a lot. April 20th. Sunny. Today, Mom made more acronoltinct oil. Yeah, this is how elementary schoolers write. She always rubs it on me and prays I'll get better. Next time, I hope my burn will get better. April 21st. Sunny. Mom rubbed the medicine on me again today. She said my burn's not so bad, but it is. I don't have any friends at school. They say my burn looks gross. Once it goes away, I think I can make some friends. Did she have any traces left of a burn? I tried to remember Naomi's face when she attacked me, but I was so caught up in the moment that I didn't really look at her that closely. I kept reading the diary. Plus, you don't know where the burn is. May 20th. Cloudy. A boy pulled my hair today. Everybody laughed when I cried. When I got home, Mom said I had something on my back. I asked her to pull it off. It was a piece of paper. It said monster. June 18th. Rainy. We used up all the medicine, but my burn didn't go away. Aunt told me not to worry and that the burn will go away when I get older, but I just want friends. I'm always alone. So where's Nami? Her writing was childish. The sentences were short and disjointed. At times, it seemed like she was just writing down her memories, but every memory she wrote in the diary was bad. She blamed all of her bad experiences on her burn. Nami is the burn. There was another notebook on the desk. It was another diary, but this one was written by an adult. June 3rd. Despite having used that new medicine for a whole month, the burn on my forehead is stubborn. It refuses to heal. We could have just given this girl a headband. I can only guess how long it might take, but eventually a day will come when I'll be able to leave this house. Why must I alone suffer this burn? Why must I alone be burdened by such misfortune? I cut my hair again. July 3rd. Today, I learned for the first time that I had a twin sister. How did you not know this earlier? I knew Mom was hiding something from me for the longest time, but I found her diary stuck in a drawer. I asked her why she never told me about her. She said that it's because my sister died very early on. I don't believe her. I think Mom's still hiding something from me. Today, I turned 20. Maybe music again. Okay, no, it's silence. Wait, I think I hear music. That chime. I wish they would just get a consistent volume. September 20th. I read Mom's diary and now I know what caused it. Tell us. I know that my little sister was the one who started the fire that burned me. Well, there we go. Mom told me that Nami died in the fire at that time, but she can say whatever she wants. It's obvious to me that she's lying. It's obvious. She's trying to hide the truth from me, guaranteed. September 30th. Mom's still hiding the truth from me. She still is. I ask her over and over again, but she won't respond. She just sits there silently. I asked her yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. Nothing. No reply. I'll ask her again tomorrow and the day after tomorrow too. Is Mom still alive at this point? I'll keep asking her until she tells me. October 15th. Mom just won't listen. She never says anything anymore. She just sits in her chair without a single word. She won't even open her eyes. I don't even care anymore, though. I'm going to go and find Nami. November 5th. Mom, why don't you ever eat? I went through the trouble of making soup for you. You've gotten so thin ever since you stopped eating. I even untied the rope so you could eat, but you still won't. Oh boy, she accidentally killed her mom. Is it because you're mad at me for keeping you shut in your room for so long? I mean, I'm not mad at Nami anymore. I even managed to make some friends. December 30th. Mom died after someone locked her in her room. I wonder who it was. Who could have done such a thing? I lost the only family member I have. Mom, I'm so lonely. I wish I was dead too. February 14th. 49 days have passed now, Mom. I grieved for you the whole time, but I'd forgotten about Nami. I still have Nami. She must be alive somewhere out there. I want to see her soon. I'll introduce her to my friends, and then we can all live together. I know we'll be happy. We're sisters, after all. Nami. The diary ended here. So, what happened? Like, why was Nami not there? Like, I know she started the fire, but, like, it seems like they were pretty young. Like, is it that Nami started it on purpose and she had to be, like, sent away or something? Did she hate her sister? Like, what? Diary ended here. This means she killed her own mother, didn't she? I felt panic start to set in. I have to find Nami right now. When I turned around, I saw someone peeking in at me through the gap in the door. Who's there? The face disappeared. Was that Naomi just now? I went out into the hallway. The figure had just gone into the room behind the next door over. It was the room I'd never opened. I grabbed the doorknob. Wah! An electronic current surged through my body. My hand won't leave the knob. I felt my vision go white, my consciousness growing farther away. Did we just die? Nami. You're so cute, Nami. Oh. Is that Naomi? I could hear someone muttering. I opened my eyes. The chandelier is talking to me. The light from the chandelier was bright. I thought we're being tooled. I'm not entirely sure I believe this. It's very dim. Ugh. I tried to get up, but my arms and legs were bound with rope. I couldn't move. I turned my head to the side and saw some yellow flowers. They were hypericums. This is that coffin, isn't it? I had my hands tied behind my back, and I'd been placed in the coffin full of hypericums. Your hair looks good like this. I heard that voice again. Uh-oh. Nami's in trouble. Maybe dead. The voice sounded just like Nami's. I raised my head, but I only got a small glimpse out of the coffin. I saw that Nami had been made to sit in a wheelchair, and the girl in the white dress was combing her hair. That must be Naomi. I didn't know if Nami was asleep or knocked out, but her eyes were closed, and she seemed to be totally unconscious. Next, some makeup. The girl turned to face my direction. In a panic, I put my head down. There was no point causing a scene when I couldn't move. I figured it was best to pretend that I was still unconscious. I held my breath and listened to what she was saying. I almost remember you. I remember a girl I used to play with when I was little. Mom told me that she moved away, but she was just trying to trick me. Even when I found out I had a sister, she didn't want me to meet you. She said you were dead. What a terrible excuse for a mother, wouldn't you say? But I knew I'd meet you one day, and when I did, I swore that I'd take care of you. I've thought about doing this sort of thing for so many years. I wanted to comb your hair like this and put on makeup. Hee hee. Naomi seemed to be genuinely happy as she laughed. What had happened to all of the resentment that she had poured into her diary? I mean, it kind of seemed more like she resented her mother than Nami. We really do look alike, though, aside from the burn. You know, I went through a lot of pain up until junior high school because of this burn. My friends used to tease me. They weren't your friends then. I got bullied. Did she kill the kids who used to tease her? I ended up becoming a shut-in, which only made me feel lonelier. After junior high school, I pretty much never left the house. I lived with Mom here, just the two of us. I didn't have any friends, not one, because of the burn. Naomi's tone of voice had suddenly grown coarse. Surprised, I lifted my head up. I could see that she was hugging Nami's unresponsive head. She had gritted her teeth, scowling to hold back her anger. We gotta hope she doesn't burn Nami. She didn't know that I was watching her. And the thing is, I was surprised by what I saw. I saw their faces side by side. Naomi had kept going on and on about her burn, but their faces looked exactly the same to me. Clearly the burn wasn't the problem. The problem was a mental one. Naomi's lips quivered with anger, but after a moment her shoulders dropped and the expression on her face became gentle. But even though I didn't have any human friends, I had all sorts of other friends. Do you know what kinds of friends I had? Well, I had the grass and the flowers, the stars and the wind. You probably don't believe me, but it's true. You can believe your own sister. It was amazing. Countless flowers in a field would each tell me a love story. The wind and the stars would quietly whisper poems like gems in the cool hours of the early morning. She's quite poetic. So those were the friends she wrote about making in her diary, huh? She really had become totally locked in her own world. People are terrible, you know. You can't trust someone and have that trust fall apart. You can trust someone and have that trust fall apart in the blink of an eye. Very true statement. Someone we had faith in until yesterday might become a monster, the likes of which we've never seen. One that would bring us so much pain. I know that you're the one who gave me this barn. I despised you for that a long time ago. But I don't feel that way now. People aren't terrible. The stars and the wind have told me that much. The trees and the flowers, my friends. I'm happy now, Nami. And I want you, my little sister, to be able to experience that same happiness. The wheelchair started to move. Come on, let's go. It's going to be hot, but it only hurts for a little while. Oh, we gotta get her out of here. Naomi intended to burn Nami just like she had been burned. Wait, I shouted. Naomi turned to face me. Oh, right. I need to close the coffin. She drew closer ever so slowly, but I couldn't even lift a finger to stop her. Nami, wake up! Nami! I shouted as loud as I could, but Nami wouldn't open her eyes. Miss, thank you. You brought Nami to me, after all. Sleep well now. Naomi pushed my body down, and while she closed the lid, she tossed a lit candlestick inside. Oh, great. It won't be so dark in there, not with this. I think we're getting a bad ending. Ow, it's hot. I twisted my body away from the fire. The candle continued burning in the coffin. You don't have to cuss at her. You, B-I-T-C-H, you want to burn me to death in here? My purisums in the coffin were freshly picked, too fresh to catch fire right away. But the flames could spread to the cloth lining the coffin, and even if the fire didn't kill me after that, the lack of oxygen would. I need to put out the fire. No, we need to burn through the ropes! I was about to roll around in the coffin as hard as I could, hoping to put out the fire, but it occurred to me that I might be able to use the candle to burn away the rope. So I brought my tied hands closer to the flame. At least you figured it out. It's so hot. I gritted my teeth there in that small coffin, my body writhing. Hurry, hurry. Just gotta break through. There. I ripped open the lid. The door was closed, and the two of them weren't there anymore. Well, that fire got out of control real fast. When I looked at the window, I could see that the curtains were on fire. She probably wanted a second chance to burn me to death, just in case. Really, is that what happened? She just decided to burn the house? I tied my feet as fast as I could and jumped straight for the door. Please be open. But it was locked from the outside, and the door wouldn't budge. I looked around the room, but it was empty, aside from the coffin. The flames on the curtains were starting to fill the room with black smoke. If I didn't get out of here soon, I'd be smothered to death by the smoke. I dragged the coffin to the front of the door, stood it upright, and knocked it over as hard as I could toward the door. The hinges popped off and the door opened. Nami! There was no trace of either of them. Where did you go? I opened the door that was right in front of me. Rodax! The moment I opened the door, something swooshed right in front of my eyes, almost hitting me. Then I looked down, I saw the axe that the suit of armor had been holding. Had the axe been rigged to fall when somebody opened the door? If I had walked into the room faster, I'd have been dead. I need to be careful. I looked around inside the room, but nobody was there. Thinking it might be useful, I picked up the axe. I might be able to use it to open a door. Who knows what other traps might be rigged when I opened a different door. I had a good idea where Nami and Naomi had gone, the room I had tried to enter earlier but couldn't. When I tried to go inside before, Nami was oddly scared of it. It could be that room, the room we didn't open. That's gotta be it. I decided to trust my instincts. As I got closer, I could hear voices. The voices were coming from the door I hadn't opened, just as I expected. Gonna save, just in case. I stood at the door and carefully peeked through the keyhole. I could see Nami sitting there. I'm not sure when her clothes had changed, but she was wearing the same white clothes as Naomi, her hair held back by a hairpin. She seemed to be awake now, but was tied by a rope and had her mouth gagged. Another person appeared to be sitting next to Nami, but I couldn't see them clearly because of Naomi's shadow. Probably the mother. Naomi stood before a wooden desk, mixing some sort of chemicals. I tried twisting the doorknob, but it was locked from the inside. Now we really will be twins. Nami, look over at Mom, okay? Naomi moved slightly. The person sitting next to Nami was that mummy, their mom. Naomi filled a flask with chemicals she put together and approached Nami's face with it. Oh. Nami was trying her hardest to move her face away from the flask. It will only hurt for a second. Naomi tilted the flask. Nami shook her head from side to side. Drops of the chemical fell to the side, hitting the body sitting on the wheelchair. At that very second, white smoke started to rise up. Don't fight me. I'm doing this for your own good. Naomi held Nami's face in place with her left hand. We should really stop watching at this point. Tears streamed down Nami's face. Don't cry. It only hurts for a second. You'll be fine, okay? I lifted the axe and slammed it into the door, busting right through it. That is not how axes work. Stop it! I hurled the axe at Naomi with all my might. Ah! Naomi lost her balance trying to avoid the axe and ended up spilling the flask's contents on the mummy's face. Ugh, that's not a good idea. Before my very eyes, the mummy's entire face was melting away. Oh, Mom, your face. Flustered, Naomi cast me a scornful look as I undid the rope that had been used to tie Nami up. Shorty! Nami! There was a loud sound and the room shook. Those flames from earlier must have ignited something somewhere. How could you? How could you do this to my mom? Naomi looked straight at me with a crazed look in her eyes. Let's get out of here. I pulled Nami by the hand out into the hallway. There was the sound of another explosion. It shook the whole mansion. We were falling over ourselves as we ran downstairs to the entrance hall. We can't get out through here. Oh, yes, we can. Oh, yes, we can. We can't get out through here. Oh, yes, we can. I gripped the axe in both hands. At that moment, the floor of the entrance hall erupted in flames. No, now we can't get near the door. Nami, stand back. I hurled the axe at the aquarium. But what came pouring out of the aquarium wasn't water. Somebody had swapped it out for something else, because what came out of the aquarium was a big black cluster that unfurled slowly and spread it onto the floor. Snakes! A huge pile of snakes! Snakes crawled along, trying to avoid the fire on the floor, which forced us to separate. Shorty! It's no good. These are venomous snakes. Nami, go through the back exit. I'll leave through the terrace. We'll meet up in the garden out back. You have to make it, okay? And after she said that, Nami ran down the hallway. I opened the nearby door that led to the garden terrace from the entrance hall and ran through the pitch-black passage. Nami! When I made it out to the garden in the back, I used the terrace stairs and faced the rear exit of the mansion. Nami had come out through there. But then the flames started to pour out of the underground room with the boiler. Oh, right. The explosion came from the boiler room. The boiler room was really close to the bathroom, and Nami had to pass by the bathroom. Was she going to be okay? Nami still hadn't come out. I ran over to the rear exit. I ran past the kitchen. Nami still hadn't shown up. I ran past the back of the bathroom. The door Nami was supposed to pass through still hadn't opened. Nami! Nami! I went past the burning boiler room, and just as I made it to the concrete landing by the back exit, the door finally opened. Nami burst through the door like she had really leaned into it. Nami! I almost collapsed onto the landing as I hugged Nami. Nami, you gotta keep it together. Flames were already starting to reach outside of the mansion. The glass windows started breaking. I tried to shield Nami as we ran to take refuge at the greenhouse. There at the greenhouse, Nami was exhausted. I set her in the flowers and kept calling her name. Nami, you're okay. We're safe. We are not safe. We're not even remotely safe. Nami slowly opened her eyes. Nami. I'm so glad. I held Nami in my arms. I looked behind me. The mansion was ablaze under the night sky. Nami stood up and looked at the mansion. Nami. At that moment, the blazing mansion fell with a huge crash. Amidst the flames, I heard a scream. Shorty! Could it be? Nami turned back to me, slowly, holding up her hair, showing me her forehead. Did we save the wrong girl? I like the silence. Supervised and created by Shukei Nagasaka. Was that a good ending? Was that a bad ending? I'm not entirely sure. Were the girls mixed up from the start? Like, it's a little confusing what happened there. I'm gonna have to look up if we can get other endings. If there are other endings, there have to be other endings. But he said he didn't see the burn on either girl's face. Or at least he said he didn't see it on what's her name? Naomi's face. So what does that mean? Either way, I think we may have saved the villain. But I'm not entirely sure. You'd think we'd have noticed. Oh yeah, they were wearing the same clothes, so I guess we wouldn't notice. I don't know how the diary is burning. Or is there an after credit scene? The kitchen. This is still a pretty impressive game for a Super Nintendo title. I wonder why it hasn't gotten like a modern remake. They could do so much with it. At the very least, give it a skip red feature. Oh, the dolls! We should have saved them. These credits are so long. Don't know what to say over the credits. I guess I would say if you know of any other games like this, like old Super Nintendo type games or whatever that got like fan translations, let me know. I just found out about this one by chance because someone online was asking about it. I still want to know why Nami ended up separated from her sister. What happened with the fire? Did we save the wrong girl? Made in 1992. The texture of them trees is looking real wavy. Maybe that's from the flames, though. Try again. Okay, so we messed up somewhere. I don't know where, though. Maybe we followed the wrong girl? Does it leave this screen? Does it stay on there? I was tapping the screen like this is a mobile game. I'd like to try again. Take me to the menu. Such the fast forward button. Yeah, so I think it's not gonna... I'll pause and see what I could find looking up stuff. Okay, so I couldn't find much in the way of walkthroughs. Apparently this game actually did get a remake for PlayStation, but we're gonna go second time. I just reset the game and this was here, so... Start? From... See, continue and see what that does. think we can probably skip this stuff, but... Okay. Because of the shadows from the mountain or something else. That's the speed feature. I'm going to pause while we get back to the mansion. So I was planning to get back to the mansion, but I did notice some differences popping up. So let's go to the intro. I'll just show you when we get there. That summer evening, I'd been driving down this narrow and winding mountain road with clouds looming in the sky above. Both sides of the road were lined by a thicket of trees, so the scenery wasn't exactly great. See, this is different stuff. Nami sat next to me, not saying anything at all. Maybe she got tired from playing tennis for so long, and she ended up falling asleep. Are you sleeping, Nami? I called out to her gently. We got 3 options. A, are you sleeping, Nami? I called out to her gently. B, wake up, Nami. I shook her shoulder. Or C, no. I didn't finish saying her name. I swallowed my tongue, thinking I'd let her sleep a little while longer. So I don't want to pick all the same options, but... How about, are you sleeping, Nami? Are you sleeping, Nami? I called out to her gently. Nami opened her eyes softly. It took her a while to snap out of her dream, but when she noticed me sitting beside her, she smiled. No. I was just closing my eyes, that's all. Despite what she said, I was certain that she'd been asleep. Sorry I disturbed you then. It's okay. It's okay, you can go ahead and sleep. No, I should be apologizing to you. You're the one who's been driving this whole time after all. I was just bored since the radio doesn't work way up here in the mountains. Nami looked out the window. Hey, Shorty? What? What's the name of those flowers, I wonder? I noticed them earlier. There was a big stretch of yellow flowers beside the road that had long, thin stems and elliptical leaves. They go by a few names. Hypericums, St. John's wort, or Otogirisou. Spelled out, that's brother-cut flowers. Otogirisou? Yeah. There's a weird story about those flowers. I thought I'd tell it to Nami to make the drive a little interesting, so... Hey, I figured I can roast the story. We had decided to make it a little spooky. See, I went with the gory version. Let's make it a little spooky this time. If you shine a light through those elliptical leaves, you can see a bunch of black spots on them. Those are the blood of a young man who was cut down by his older brother after some bad blood between them. The spots are the younger brother's blood? It was back in the Heian era, somewhere between the years 794 and 1185. There were 2 brothers. They were falconers. They'd passed down a secret medicine in their family for generations. It was used to treat falcons' wounds, but the secret got out. The younger brother had told his girlfriend, and the older brother was furious. Nami held her breath, knowing what was coming. He took a katana and lopped off his brother's head. Thwack! Nami flinched. The spray of blood hit the leaves, and after that, they called the Hypericum flowers Otogirisou, the brother-cut flowers. That really happened? Struck by the falling rain, the Hypericums bobbed up and down. It looked like they were nodding yes. What a sad story. I can't believe he'd kill his own brother over that. Girl, you don't even know what's about to happen. I saw that tears had come to her eyes. Nami, an only child, was easily moved to tears by any story that was remotely emotional. A, I began to wonder if I'd taken it a little too far. B, I thought I'd change the subject. I'm so hungry, Nami. I'll say A. I began to wonder if I'd taken it a little too far. Suddenly, Nami started looking around. Hey, Shorty, are we lost? Now that she mentioned it, I did feel like something wasn't right. I started to feel uneasy. A, no, there's no way we're lost, I said, as if only because I wanted it to be true. B, well, hey, just think of it as taking the scenic route. I put on a strong front. Let's say A. Oh, that car just came at us. Whoa. I turned the steering wheel quickly. I managed to dodge the car, barely, but the car was careening downhill. Something wasn't right. The brakes weren't working. The car was gradually picking up speed. Shorty, brake! I'm stepping on the brakes. They're not doing anything. We'll do something. To my left was a big tree, and to my right was a river. A, we're going to be fine. I pulled the parking brake. B, I'm going to take a gamble on that big tree there. I pulled the steering wheel left. C, I'm going to drive into the river. I'm pulling the steering wheel right. I'm going to stick with A, because I'm not driving into a tree or a river. We're going to be fine. I pulled the parking brake. No dice. We're not going to die. We're not going to die, I shouted as I stepped on the brakes again, but it didn't do anything. Ah! Mommy tucked her head down. I closed my eyes too, but I was so worked up that I kept screaming something. Shorty. Huh? When I opened my eyes, I saw that the car had stopped. Mommy had her eyes cast down, and she was kind of blushing. Did I shout something embarrassing in the heat of the moment? Don't tell me I shouted out that I loved her. How bashful I felt, I said, A, are you okay, Mommy? B, this is why it's so scary to drive on the mountain roads every night. C, what happened to my car? That was not an option before. Well, we're going to stick with A. Are you okay, Nami? Yeah. We got out of the car. You could see a small light through the grass. Maybe it's a house. Does it seem the kind of place where you'd find a house? I certainly did sense something weird vibes coming from that direction. Oh. Huh? It seemed like the light started moving. Cut it out. It was a window, right? But I mean, just now, it kind of went swoosh to the side. We decided to take a look through the forest. There's a tree getting cut in half again. I really wish there was a skip route option. And we covered ours and squatted down, gassed and watched the tree fall. And it smashes our car. That was a pancake. We're both alive. Let's get going. Go for the house. We should have a bag with an extra set of clothes we packed and a flashlight. Started walking towards what seemed like the light of a house. I don't remember us doing that first thing at the end, even though we had the bag with us. Hey, what if it's not a house? Mommy seemed really scared. Maybe the lightning really shocked her. So, A, hoping to calm Nami down, I took her hand. B, okay, we did this already. Oh, C, my legs were also paralyzed with fear. I'll say C this time. Oh, I didn't want it. What? Ugh. That's not what I picked. Okay, so got back here. When I was restarting, I actually noticed that the third time I restarted also had completely different dialogue, so a lot of work went into this game. When I restarted again, I managed to get back here, so I think there's just different ways it can go depending on your play. Like, maybe my first playthrough and yours could be completely different, but anyway. You gotta be careful to pick the right option this time. My legs were also paralyzed with fear. What's wrong? I've been feeling something grabbing at my feet for a while now. Mommy shined the flashlight down on my feet so I could see what it was. Is it those flowers? It is! Hypericums! I couldn't believe it. As I was walking, they had twisted around my ankles, though I'm not sure how. It looks like a snake, Mommy's voice quivered. A, let's hurry. I trampled over the Hypericums as we ran. B, this is nothing. I took Nami's hand and made her run for it. Well, I don't want to trample them. But, yeah, so B. This is nothing. I took Nami's hand and made her run for it. Once we came out of the forest, the view suddenly opened up. Wow, it's huge. It was a big old mansion built with brick walls, and it had been constructed in the Western style. A glistening iron gate was set in front of the huge garden. Yeah, this is definitely a different description, too. Seems like the sort of place you'd find in a ghost story. The lights are on, though. Let's go inside. Nami seemed eager to go inside, where we'd be safer. Yeah, we should hurry. I agreed with her. There were more Hypericums here than I could see. They should call this place the Hypericum Manor. Hey! Nami spoke softly. The flowers are calling out to us. Huh? Oh, blood. Huh? I just saw blood. I don't think we should go inside. What are you talking about? What do you think will happen to us if another tree gets struck by lightning? We're not trees. Do we have to go inside? Hey, let's go. I'm always lucky, so as long as I set off on the right foot, I boldly proclaimed. B, I hid the fact that my pulse was pounding. I'm feeling lucky. C, I teased her. Don't you just love haunted houses? Time to test our courage. Let's go. I'll say B. I'm here with you. It's very different than what we actually picked. I put my hand around Nami's waist. I That moment, my body got pushed away from Nami. I spun around and hit the ground. Ow!
Sorry, I only just started practicing that move, and I didn't think I'd execute it so flawlessly.
I had no idea that Nami had been practicing self-defense techniques. Then A, I grabbed my sore butt as I passed through the gate. B, trying to hide how bashful I felt, I scratched at my head as I passed through the gate. I'd probably do B, trying to hide my bashfulness. Trying to hide how bashful I felt, I scratched at my head as I passed through the gate. Nami and I walked into the sea of Hyperiousums. It's like we're walking through a Hyperiosum garden. The brick road leading to the mansion was hard to walk because it was so bumpy.
I feel like I'm stepping on something. Light it up so I can see.
I shined the light down at our feet. There were animal bones scattered all over the ground. They were scattered everywhere, so I didn't know what was what, but it looked like they were the bones of cats, dogs, and mice. That's when I said, A, let's go back. I'm starting to like this mansion less and less. B, this isn't a cemetery, is it? A, because animal bones. Let's go back. I'm starting to like this mansion less and less.
Shh! Be quiet.
I strained to listen. A low, chilling growl was coming from somewhere nearby. A wolf?
A wolf? Nami shouted, going pale.
Japanese wolves are supposed to have gone extinct. But whatever was eyeing us from the darkness didn't seem to believe that was true.
Look!
Run! Run for the entrance! I took Nami by the arm and ran for it. I twisted the doorknob at the entrance, but the door remained shut tight. Well, this is not the kind of doorknob you twist, so... Excuse me. Could you open up, please? There was no response from inside. The growling of the wolf was coming closer and closer. A, I tried ramming into the door to bust through it. B, I decided to break the window with the flashlight. C, I was at a total loss about what to do. Break the window with the flashlight. I decided to break the window with the flashlight. I shoved her back through the window first, then I went through. After that, I took Nami's hand and pulled her through. Did we get cut this time, too? It was a huge hall. The ceiling was high and drafty. The lights were on, but the place wasn't well lit. Are all mansions like this inside? Is anybody in here? I could hear my voice echo. Nobody replied. The whole place felt empty. What caught my attention was the staircase across the way, the sofa in front of the fireplace, and the suit of armor beside it. At the edge of the room was an old-looking clock that seemed big enough to fit a person inside, as well as a humongous aquarium that seemed very out of place.
Do you think nobody else is here? Nami said, with fear in her voice.
Your guess is as good as mine.
That suit of armor is looking at me.
Nami shouted right into my ear. That's weird. Just a second ago, it was facing the aquarium.
Oh no. Here you go again, saying something weird.
We decided just not to look at the suit of armor anymore. Because that's how you face hauntings, you ignore them. Hey, I wonder if they've got anything in the aquarium there.
Nami
approached it and I followed her. The glass was covered in moss and the water was filthy. Do you think they'd keep a big fish in this tank? Nami looked at me to hear my opinion. Hey, if we start it up, we'll find out. I looked around for something I could use. B, let's look in from above. I headed around to the back of the aquarium. C, uninterested. I step away from the aquarium. I'd pick B again because let's not mess with any fish. Let's look in from above. I headed around to the back of the aquarium. There was a ladder on the other side of the aquarium. They must have put this here so they could drop in some food. I'm going to try climbing up to the top.
Oh, you shouldn't do that.
Nami tried to stop me. I have a feeling something bad will happen if you do. To be honest, I felt the same way, but it was too late for that. No backing down now. I'll be fine. Just wait right there. I climbed up the ladder.
Huh?
The dirty water in the aquarium started moving around slowly, forming a clockwise spiral.
Uh-oh. Hey, come down from there. Hurry!
The spiral started spinning faster and faster. Eventually, something rose up to the surface. Whoa! It was the corpse of some kind of animal.
Hey, is something the matter up there?
I suddenly felt dizzy. I climbed down the ladder. A dog or a cat or something was in there.
No way!
I'm serious. And the thing is, it didn't have a head. Ugh. Nami looked disgusted. What's that sound? It's coming from the second floor. Oh, somebody must be there now.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh! My jaw dropped. The suit of armor. It's gone.
Huh?
While we were screwing around with the aquarium, the suit of armor had disappeared without so much as a sound. There has to be something supernatural going on here. Well, anyway, let's go check out the second floor, I said, my voice trembling. We walked slowly up the stairs.
Eek!
Nami grabbed hold of my arm. What's the matter?
We're being watched.
A, panicked, I made sure my hair looked perfect. B, in times like these, a guy has to make sure the girl he likes isn't afraid. Or C, terrified, I raced up the stairs. B. In times like these, a guy has to make sure the girl he likes isn't afraid. I wouldn't be so sure. I don't particularly feel like we're being watched. I'd rather make sure no one's watching us.
Well, you're not exactly the sharpest guy around, Shorty.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I can feel your love for me, Nami.
As a friend, of course.
That hurts. After going up the stairs, I saw the hallway veered to both the left and right. From what I could see, there weren't many doors lining the halls, so it gave me some idea of how big the rooms were.
Which one, then?
Let's start from here. We started walking over. The doors were all closed, but there was one door at the end that was open just a crack. I took a peek inside. It was dark. Is anybody in there? There was no reply. Seems like nobody's here.
Yeah.
You don't have to shut the door, Nami.
I didn't.
Surprised, I grabbed the doorknob. I pushed and pulled, but the door wouldn't budge. Did we just get shut in here?
Look, a light.
As my eyes became accustomed to the darkness, I could see there was a very dim light in the room. Nami gripped my hand. We headed further in. A thick curtain had been drawn shut. The floor stand illuminated 2 tables, but other than that, all I could see was darkness. When I approached the round table, I found a thin book. It's a diary. I reached out to pick up the diary, but then...
Wait.
Nami pulled my arm away strongly.
Something's here.
That's when I concentrated my eyes and ears on the darkness. B, I took a deep breath to calm down and looked up at the ceiling. I think I'd pick A. I don't know why I'd look at the ceiling. I concentrated my eyes and ears on the darkness. I can hear something. It seemed like something was sneaking through the hallway. Footsteps?
Footsteps?
Nami's voice sounded shrill and excited. It's gotta be something else. I've never heard footsteps like that before. It's the armor! I stared at the door in the darkness, and then... The door slowly opened. Was something going to pop up through the doorway? I held my breath for what seemed like way too long, but nothing appeared.
Ah!
Nami screamed out of the blue. I could see inside because of the light in the hallway. When I turned around, I saw a woman next to Nami. It's the mummy! I felt like all the blood had drained out of my body.
Mummy!
I was sitting in a wheelchair. It had been too dark to see it up until now. What I thought had been a cloth-covered table was actually the mummy's knees, with the diary placed on her lap. Let's get out of here. I was so worked up that I stumbled over my own legs. That's when I heard footsteps. Run for it, Nami! I practically fell down the stairs. It's still coming after us. And then, my whole field of vision went black.
Shorty! The power went out.
I couldn't make any hasty moves now.
Shorty, we need to get some light in here. Quick!
I was sure I brought my flashlight with me. B, I thought about getting a candle from above the fireplace. C, I thought she should try to find a light source herself instead of asking me. Flashlight! I was sure I brought my flashlight with me. Should I leave my flashlight somewhere?
It's on the sofa.
Let's go get it.
Just watch your step, okay?
We held hands as we moved through the darkness. If the lights were on, we'd look pretty stupid right now, wouldn't we?
We probably would.
Even though I was alone with Nami in the dark, the creepy situation we were in kept me from getting turned on at all. If anything, it was making me feel frustrated. Nami, let's go to the beach next month. You can wear a bikini. A G-string bikini. What are you saying?
Why are you being so dumb at a time like this?
Come on. You don't understand how a guy feels. There it is. I picked up my flashlight and flipped the switch. Darn. It won't turn on. All sorts of weird stuff's been happening ever since we came to this mansion.
Did it run out of batteries?
Desperate, I tried shaking it hard, back and forth. Uh-oh, it's not turning on. Not again. Come on, hurry. But even so, it's not working. The flashlight wouldn't turn on. Those creepy footsteps were coming closer and closer in the darkness.
Hey, it's coming.
It's on. What in the world was walking toward us? I shined the light to the west end, but I couldn't see anything there. Nami, do you think what we saw really was a mummy?
Huh? What makes you say that?
A mummy, a missing suit of armor, strange noises, and a weird presence. It's all kind of hard to believe. I said exactly what I was thinking. Could this all be part of some elaborate prank? Maybe the owner of this place gets a kick out of screwing around with anybody unlucky enough to wander in here lost?
Yeah, it's a little too bizarre to be true, huh?
I'm going to look for that mummy again.
What?
I didn't get a good look at it last time. I need to see whether or not it's real. Can't tell if it's me or her.
Yeah, you're right.
And at that moment, there was a barely audible sound. Huh? What was that? I tried shining the light in the direction the sound had come from. It was a black cat with a bell tied to it.
Here, kitty kitty.
Nami picked up the cat after it walked up to her and started petting it. Well, I'll get going. You can wait here, Nami.
No, I'm taking this kitty with us.
Oh. The light seemed to be going out. We climbed up the stairs, lit only by the flashlight's dim light. Nami took well to the cat. A, I had no intention of petting the cat. B, I tried to pet the cat too. I tried to pet the cat too, but it didn't like me much, and it ran off. Oh well, cat's lost. When I opened the door, the lights were on, and both the wheelchair and the mummy were gone.
Oh.
Nami had spotted the diary, which had fallen on the floor. Won't say anything new. When I picked up the old leather-bound diary, I noticed how thick and heavy it was. Flipping through to the end, I saw that the last page was dated 6 years ago, and we should be reading the whole thing. We could have saved a lot of time. There was blood on it. There were drops of bright red blood on that page from 6 years ago. Only the ink's dry. This blood is fresh. What's the meaning of this? I've always been disgusted by blood, so the sight of it made me feel dizzy. A, something must have happened here. Let's leave. B, it's probably the blood of a mouse that the cat ate or something. C, well, what I mean to say is, this is... Run, Nami! I'll say A. Something must have happened here. Let's leave. We headed out into the hallway.
The suit of armor.
The suit of armor that had disappeared earlier was now standing in our way. A, run, I shouted as I ran. B, stay with me. I felt Nami growing impatient with me as we ran. I'll just say run. We should both be running. Run, I shouted as I ran.
Shorty!
Nami? We couldn't keep going forward. What's happening? There was nothing holding us back. No wall before us, yet no matter how much we tried to move our legs, all we could manage to do was stomp our feet.
We're going backwards little by little.
This is ridiculous. Was there some kind of machine set up in the hallway? Both of us got blown back. Whoa! The moment we tried to turn around, we were smacked into the aquarium glass. We'd been sent back. Someone was forcing us not to leave. Are you okay, Nami? Nami picked herself up. I wanted us to get away from the aquarium as quickly as possible. How is it upstairs? Should we go back to the entrance again, or should we try to find another way out? I'll do whatever it takes, Nami said. A, I thought we should get out of this mansion one way or another. B, I figured we shouldn't go in over our heads trying to escape. C, I folded my arms and thought really hard about what we should do next. C, I folded my arms and thought really hard about what we should do next. When I focused and listened hard, I heard a strange noise. A wheelchair?
Don't tell me it's the mummy.
Could be pushing it around. Let's go and see. Cautiously, we proceeded down the hallway. Nobody's here. Nobody, huh? We did hear that sound coming from here, though. Maybe they went into a room somewhere? I tried opening a door that was nearby. The walls were lined with bookshelves, and there was a big, fancy-looking desk in the room. It's the study, huh? Wow, whoever lives here has got to be smart.
They do seem like they're well read.
I still don't know who's talking. I picked up some of the books that were piled up on the desk. Research into abnormal psychology, mental problems in a child's formative years, the subconscious and lunacy, formation of dual personality disorders. Seems like they got a lot of complicated books about mental problems here. Maybe the mom's books? And then I heard the sound of a page being turned. What are you reading, Nami?
Huh? I'm not reading anything. Why?
It definitely wasn't Nami. But I could hear someone turning a page again. Somebody's here.
Who? I don't see anybody.
We took a look behind one of the bookshelves. There, we saw a small desk with a book that had been left out on it. The pages of the book were flipping themselves. Is the wind doing that?
But there's no wind blowing in here.
Well, we don't want to interrupt whoever's reading that book, do we? Let's just go.
Yeah.
We ran straight out of the room. I was hoping we'd read more information. And then I said, A, I'm tired of looking around. B, if any room seems odd, we should investigate it completely from top to bottom. C, let's think about taking a little break. B, if any room seems odd, we should investigate it completely from top to bottom. We decided to start from the entrance hall. And we have got to end this part here. So, it's kind of interesting. This other playthrough seems to be turning out differently. I wonder where it will go. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.